Tommy? Tommy? It's Tommy, right?
Alvin.
Oh.
I have a feeling that you're going to crush tonight.
Yeah, I am. Grape crush.
Crush tonight.
What do you want me to do?
What do you want to do?
Just do you guys ever saunter in your house? I'd love to saunter to the couch.
All right.
Are you sure you don't mind?
No, I think...
It's your house.
Yeah, do it.
I can saunter?
Let me see. Do you want anything else to drink?
No, I'm good. Just a couch and a dog.
I picked up some snacks.
What'd you get?
I already had some sea moss gummies.
Okay.
I have some liposomal vitamin C packets.
Okay.
And I have some blue corn tortilla chips with some salsa.
Okay.
I have some eggs, pasture raised.
Nope.
Did you know?
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah!
Did you know that when you see free range, you want your headphones?
No, what's the protocol here?
Doesn't matter. I'll probably put mine on soon. Yours are right there.
Oh, good. Okay.
You want to get them just in case you need them?
Yeah.
Kind of like smokes.
Thank you.
And
I'll have them unraveled and at the ready.
yeah. What were we talking about? I was
You
telling
said
you
you
about
watched
something.
the movie Free Range with Christopher Walken and Christopher Penn and Sean Penn. The only movie he did with his brother, where they played. They lived in a rural America and they were stealing farm equipment. And their father was a real badass, and he ends up. Oh, I don't want to give it away, but he shoots Christopher Penn as one of his own sons.
And I told you all that?
Well, you said that's what you were watching, and I was just filling in the blanks for...
Damn. I'll focus you up.
Can I just add a little, make a little comment?
Dude, you know me.
The name of your podcast, Take Off Your Shoes.
It's take your shoes off.
Take your shoes off.
Take off your shoes would be toys.
So take off your shoes, and then we actually have to do it.
Huh?
And it's very emasculating. And we're buddies. I feel like we can communicate and express. I feel sort of like it's like when you ask a cowboy to take off his holster and leave his gun at the door. Mm-hmm. Could you consider, as a friend, calling this podcast, because it says take off your shoes, we actually have to take them off. Would you consider renaming your podcast to Get Me an Omelet and Give Me a Head Massage? And then that sort of happens when I walk in versus emasculating me, making me feel less than a man, feeling like a funny boy, you know.
Do you think that perhaps you don't feel like a man?
Yeah, I don't. Like, this is very...
Are there other times in your life when you don't feel like a man?
No, this is the only time where I'm sort of forced to leave my guns, hypothetically, at the door. It's very disarming. I don't know if it's a psychological trick.
Well,
It's a dominance play.
But taking your guns off is disarming, but isn't that something that you want to feel when you're a guest in someone's home, to be disarmed?
Not really.
You want to be armed.
I want to be secure and I want to feel like a man.
Well, I don't think that has anything to do with the shoes off stuff, dude.
Well, in my head it does.
What can I don't want you to have shoes on in my place.
I know.
And I asked if you wanted eggs and you said no, so I can't make you an omelet. So I'm just a little bit confused with your boundaries and wants right now.
I guess I'm discombobulated, I'm confused, and I'm normally not, and that is the end result. That's what I mean. As soon as I walk in here, I'm frazzled. My shoes are gone. I just feel like...
Get him.
I almost feel like
Alvin, get him.
I almost feel like someone just tried to have intercourse with my tricep.
Well, do you feel that's emasculating
Yes.
more than taking your shoes off?
You see this? If I had my shoes on, this wouldn't be happening. Like no dog is gonna mount me if I'm wearing my Kodiak work boots. I mean, this is really. I'm just a biatch right now.
Ricky's on the Loose, the stand-up tour. Do you want to come to one of these shows in one of these cities? You could go to the ticket link in the description or go to punchup.live/Rick Glassman. And if you're in Los Angeles, January 3rd, Friday, 7:30 p.m., I am doing a live Take Your Shoes Off. Come on out. There's not that many tickets. It'll be fun. Whew. It's so hard to sleep on how funny Harland is, but it is not so hard to sleep on a Helix mattress. I use a Helix mattress. My family uses a Helix mattress. And you could use a Helix mattress. Go to helixsleep.com/TYSO to get 20% off plus 2 free pillows on all mattress orders. Sometimes being an adult means you don't have your parents or your grandparents or your uncle or your aunt making your doctor's appointments for you. Sometimes it could be hard to find the doctor that you need. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/TYSO to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/TYSO. ZocDoc.com/TYSO.
Well, I'm going to get myself something to drink. I got this cool drink fridge.
Oh wow!
So if you finish your crush or you want to save it.
Oh, I love my crush. Oh wow! You have pops. Do you have cream sodas?
No.
You got a good variety though.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. Oh, thank you. Oh, what'd you need? But anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there to start and let you know where my head's at, guy. If you could not have sexual intercourse with my arm, please, and just be a normal dog, like catch a frisbee or chew a stick, humping my arm is really not my favorite dog activity, for even paying attention. You're not doing anything in my shoes, are you?
No, man.
I don't know. It felt like you were up, wandering around.
I was turning some of the lights off because those are warmer than my studio lights.
Oh. Gotcha, bud.
Just for coloring purposes. Okay. So I understand you just did some toys for Tots.
Ooh, whoa.
Outside, you were telling me not to mention it because talking about the holidays dates things. But Toys for Tots is for every holiday.
Okay. So I did Toys for Tots at 8 o'clock for the children. People bring toys for the Tots. And then before that, I was over at Cheaters on Santa Monica Boulevard, the strip club, and we did Tits for Tots. And some of these children, the kid, they've never seen a naked woman before, and they were going berserk.
Oh, you brought the kids.
We brought the kids into Cheaters and did Tits for Tots. And one of Billy Johnson, this kid got so jacked up. He's a kid with no legs beneath the knee.
Wait, is Toys for Tots for people with disabilities or for people who are in financial need?
For kids. Kids, demented, like kids.
Wait, Toys for Tots is for demented kids?
Well, kids. Most kids, whenever you do a charity, there's a level of dementoid. And so this kid, little Billy Hathaway or whatever his name was, he got so jacked up when Cherry went on stage. Cherry Johnson got up there and she was doing the pole. And Billy just,
was this at the Spearmint Rhino?
No, this was at Cheetahs.
Cheetahs.
And this on Santa Monica.
Oh, I heard you say Cheaters.
No, Cheetahs. Cheetahs.
And so Cheetahs is the name of a strip club.
Yeah. That's where we did Tits for Tots. And then after that, I went over and did Toys for Tots. Where we
Same
gave
kids.
Different
Same
kids, but different mindset. And the kids at Tits for Tots were a bit younger. And little Billy Johnson, this guy went right through the drywall. He got so jacked up, he'd never seen milk jugs flapping around in the night. And this kid went backwards through the drywall, right out into the street, got hit by a truck.
Like Kool-Aid in reverse meets Mean Girls.
Bingo. Yeah. So this kid got hit by a truck. Didn't crush him, but he went out. When he went out, he turned, and the truck rammed him and shot him down the street like a cannonball. I think he's still going.
And you said he has no legs?
He has no legs, so he can't stop.
You're saying
Weird you'd laugh at.
He's hurt.
He's on the loose. He's prowling in the night, as they say.
Speaking of being on the loose,
Yeah.
Did you know that I'm going on tour starting January 8th in San Diego, heading over to Arizona after that?
No way. I couldn't be less interested.
We got
20,
that's 25
amazing.
shows. If you want to check them out, here's a list of them here. Go to punchup.live/Rick Glassman for tickets, if there's still any available.
I doubt it, dude. You're on fire.
Well,
You're
the shows
hot.
are selling out.
You're hotter than a flapjack on an Arizona steamroller. And that's hot.
Where'd you get your hat, and what brand is that?
So I got the hat on Amazon. And it's real no brand. It's just sort of cheap generic.
So it's an Amazon hat?
It's the Amazon hat, but the mindset behind it, if you really want to get into the hows and whys and the depth of this hat, I purchased a bunch of them with an agenda to get a Sharpie and draw on them, original artwork, and then sell them online.
But you ran out of Sharpie money.
Nope.
Then
I ran out of ideas.
that's a great thing to write on a hat.
No, I'm not writing. Because writing, you're limiting yourself to language. There's so many different languages. So if I write something in English, I'm excluding Indians, Chinese.
No, a lot of American people like Asian culture. Look at your shirt. Look at people get those tattoos.
Right, but a visual graphic like a smiling face or an acorn or a demented child rolling down the street in a wheelchair on fire. And I'm not saying Billy's on fire, but if those wheels get going fast enough, you've heard of friction, and this kid could be flaming going down the road and all he wanted to see was some tits.
What does that have to do
For
with the hat?
Tots. Well, I'm saying if I drew a picture of little Billy Johnson.
Well, then it sounds like you have ideas.
No, I don't, but I'm saying because I have room on the hat because he has no legs. But if
Say
he
hat
had,
again.
If he had legs, I don't think I'd have room.
Can I hear you say hat?
Hat.
Okay.
What did
It was
you
really
hear?
guttural last time.
A hat.
No.
I have room on the hat. Oh, sort of like Buffalo Bill.
Exactly.
Oh wait, was he wearing a hat? Like the serial killer guy?
No, not
Oh
exactly.
wait, did little Billy Johnson have a hat? That type of thing?
Yes.
So anyways, that's this sort of the behind the velvet curtain of the hat.
Cherry, what was Cherry's last name? Johnson or something?
Cherry Johnson.
And she has big breasts. You said that and what was the boy's name again?
Little Billy Watworth.
Billy Watworth, he said, never saw breasts like that in the night. Has he seen them during the day?
I think he has seen them during the day because one of here's how he lost his legs. He was up on his roof peering in his neighbor's window.
Like with binoculars?
No, he's just standing up there, Mrs. McMath, and he fell.
No binoculars?
No binoculars. It was daytime, and he fell off the roof, and poor kid got his legs below the knee gnarled on a fence. Fungus.
Oh, that's horrible.
Fungus set in, and
How do you know about the fungus part of this?
there was they videotaped it at the hospital. The doctors at Our Lady of Cyanide, and yeah, it's pretty wild.
And how did you see the footage?
I know the kid.
Oh, he told you check
He's
out this
from
footage.
the neighborhood. Yeah,
The old
He's
neighborhood.
from the hood. Yeah.
Do you like this? I got this action figure of Kanye West.
Okay. Where'd you get it? I'm just curious. Like, did you go?
My cousin gave it to me.
But what direction did you go to get it?
My east to
So it's a Conway East, really. I'm just look. I just want to.
but I brought it home by coming west.
So now it's a Conway West. When you bought it, by your own admission, it was a Conway East.
It was a gift.
From
My cousin West.
what direction does he live in?
First base.
Whoa.
You set me up.
Okay.
Harland.
Yes.
A lot of people say your name without the D.
Harland.
Do you think you have a D?
Yeah.
Then why were you so upset when you took your shoes off? How do you feel emasculated?
Because it's disarming to not feel my boots. I'm a cowboy spirit. You know that. I don't think of myself as a man functioning in the world of cheesecake factories and Starbucks. When Daddy walks down the street, I picture tumbleweeds going by.
Yeah, that's cool.
I smell cacti in the air.
It's cactuses.
Well, if there's only one. I didn't say how many there were, guy.
Are you saying there's one or many?
There was one cacti.
Cactus.
Is a cacti.
It's cactus is singular cactuses.
It's cactuses.
Yeah.
And I picture road runners going by.
Me.
Yeah. So
Me.
So when you ask me to take off my boots or my shoes, you're stripping me of my manhood, my masculinity. You're emasculating me, and I just don't know if it's by design or this is just a whole fluke rando
I just
thing.
like shoes off. Do you think
Okay,
about
then I'll accept that.
when people have to go into your podcast, you make them take off their pants and bend over so you could see if they have any drugs in their buttholes? That's emasculating.
Yeah. I don't do that.
You have us do it for your podcast.
No, I've never.
I've done your podcast, I think, 4 times, and every time.
I think you're thinking of Jamie Kennedy's podcast. That's not mine.
Nope.
I'm telling you. I know my podcast the way you know your podcast.
Traffic. Looking for my chapstick. There's a Ford Maverick.
Excuse you?
Hey yo, traffic, looking for my chapstick, feeling kinda car sick. There's a Ford Maverick. See, that's $1 million song right there.
Clev.
Would you ever like to do an in-town-ish, like we could drive to it and drive back that night, co-headlining show with me? Just you and me?
I'd be honored.
I do 15, you do 30, I do 15, you do 15, I do 15. And we just do it like that.
Where is it and when?
Well, I don't have a date yet.
Oh.
You want to be mine?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. That'd be a riot, dude.
What do you guys think? If you think that we should do a show together, it will be in Southern California. Comment,
Yeah.
Harlan is a cowboy. And if you think we shouldn't, comment that Harlan isn't a cowboy.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Oh, but if you really think we should, say something else.
Okay.
Surprise us. Like, we'll read it. And now we know every comment that isn't that is someone who really wants us to do a show.
Is this for real?
I think so.
Okay.
Also, I mean, I'm putting the cart in front of the horse here,
Okay.
but I recently bought a cart to put in front of a horse.
Okay.
Why do people hate that?
When you put the cart in front of the horse,
Assuming you're not moving.
it obscures the horse's vision, limiting their quality of life, and people who love animals see it as animal abuse.
This is what I was trying to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Did I ask you, or is it just in my head? If you want to know the difference between free range
You
and
asked me.
pasture raised, and you said you didn't.
No, now I do. Now that I've had time to settle in, my mind, I'm going to be honest, my mind, I've been so distracted and focused on not having any shoes on that it took me a while for the leaves to drift to the ground, but I think I'm settled.
Could I ask you to sing me something?
Sure.
The R. Kelly song where he goes, "My mind's telling me no, but my body.
I don't know that song.
Could you just do what I did?
All right, do it again.
I'm really embarrassed. I didn't even warm up.
Hang on, let me have a drink. Let me have some crush.
My mind's telling me no.
Wow.
Can you do that part?
My mind's telling me no,
But my body.
but my body.
Maybe I should just play it for you.
What? I feel like I'm mimicking it perfectly.
I don't think I'm doing a great job with it.
That's true.
Play the song about my mind from the black guy from the basketball movie who peed on girls.
Oh, no, I don't know if I want to do it.
You'll know this song because he goes like, and a little bump and grind. So try that.
My mind's telling me no.
That's good. Want to hear? Try that.
But my body.
Do it with him. Can you do it with him. So just do it with him.
Oh, sing that part again?
With him.
Okay. My mind's telling me no. But my body. What?
Try that.
The whole thing? Okay.
Do you want to hear it again, or do you have it?
My mind's telling me no. But my body's telling me yes.
Not bad at all.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, it's really good. Do you sing? Are you a singer?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, it just made me think of that because you're talking about your mind was on where your shoes were, but your body is telling you, yes, let's podcast.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm settled. I was a little discombobulated, but I'm here. I'm zoned in. I'm at your disposal. Imagine if you were a garbage man and I said that. What a turn on.
So we should do a show together.
Yeah, talk to me, guy.
Who should host it?
Twinkie? No.
No, host it. Not you're thinking what?
Oh, I was thinking hostess.
Yeah.
Who should host it? Oh, gosh. God? Jesus? He's the holy host. Why not have a holy... You don't believe in Jesus. You're Jewish.
Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost. Jewish people don't believe in Jesus, right?
They believe, a lot of them believe that he existed.
Okay. So then you believe in him.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we believe in you.
Okay.
And we believe in you.
Great.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Do you think Jesus was white?
I don't think he was wrong.
White. W-H-I-T-E.
Oh. Okay. Considering where he grew up, might have been a bronzy.
I think
a nice, beautiful bronzy.
Which is
like
third place.
Mediterranean type of bronze.
Mediterranean? Isn't he African?
Well, wasn't he kind of Jerusalem, Venezuela, that area? Wasn't that Bethlehem? Wasn't that sort of like around the Middle East, Israel? And
no, because he was
Syria.
He was Jewish, Jesus, wasn't he?
That's so they say.
Yeah, so he couldn't have been from Israel because Jews didn't come into Israel until 1948.
Who was there?
I don't know. Who?
The sand people? Maybe he's a sand person.
You've seen Spaceballs, right?
No.
Then you're not going to get this.
Go for it, though.
Ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
So is that a movie about mentally challenged people, or? Well, I don't know what you're doing. Either that's Morse code or there's a bunch of dementoids in a bus with helmets on.
The Sand People.
Yes. I believe the sand people are the future. Whitney Houston thought children were the future. I believe sand people are the future.
Sand people are the future?
Yeah.
I think Whitney's meant it more literally.
Okay, so she was a writer?
That's literarily. Literally. literally. Maybe it is both. I think it is both.
Or maybe it just
I think it
means
is
she
both.
threw garbage out the window on the highway.
Dude, I
That'd
want to
be
hear you sing.
that'd be littering. Sorry, go ahead.
No, there's going to be an issue with the royalty-free music. I was going to see if you could sing some Preacher's Wife with... What's your best Whitney song that you could sing?
I Will Always Be With You.
It looks like Alvin Will Always Love You.
Yeah, I Will Always Love You.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I'd go. No, please don't go. I'll think of you every step of... I started too high. If I... It seems like you're hurrying me up, and that
Well,
doesn't
it sounds
feel
like
good.
Michael Clark Duncan from the Green Mile singing it now. Like you're way too low, guy.
I'm not that low.
You're like the Green Mile low.
If I... Maybe that is sure I should sing. If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I go, please don't go. I'll think of you every step of the way. And Michael Clark Duncan, and I'm sorry to everybody I just annoyed.
Oh, and then the flies come out of your mouth.
Yeah, I just realized I annoyed myself a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, guys.
Well, sometimes you just can't help it.
I wasn't thinking about being on a podcast. I was thinking about trying to sing that song.
That's okay. Look, it's a free forum. It's loosey-goosey. I think you service yourself and your audience best when you just let it come out of you. What's flying out of that beautiful spirit of yours. That
Bittersweet memories. It's memories.
Memories. It's a song about breasts.
Bittersweet.
They did it. The reason I know they did it at Tits for Tots
memories.
tonight.
How did the guy hear how they sang it there?
I don't know the words. One of the strippers, Tiger Lily, sang it. I don't
With
even know.
Bobby Lee and Kalila?
No, Tiger Lily. She's one of the dancers there. She does she's the spread eagle queen, they call her. God.
What's the, remind me of the metaphor for cat soup? Like it's cat fuss soup or something?
Cat soup is really pronounced ketchup. You're saying it wrong.
Oh, so that's a picture of ketchup.
This is ketchup and it's, yeah. This is a cat eating soup.
That's what I'm asking. What's the metaphor?
Well, I don't know why you want to meet her, and if you want to meet her for whatever you want.
All right. But
What did you meet her for?
But that's what I was asking. What for?
Well, what?
Yeah.
Where was it? Who was she?
Oh, Harlan. I was 17 years old, and she was my statistics teacher. Wow. She was the statistics teacher.
Name?
Mrs. Fumbletit.
Oh, wow. I think she was at Toys for Tits for Tots tonight.
Oh, I know she wasn't because she lives in Paris now with her husband, Don Marco.
Nice.
Who was also in statistics with me. And it was this close to being me. Well, with a standard deviation of this close. It's a statistics joke.
Yeah. Stats.
Yeah.
Who knows them? Who gets them?
Do you know the difference between the median and the mean? And do you know the difference between pasture-raised and free range?
Yes.
Tell me.
So pasture raised is they're confined to an enclosure that's outdoors. Free range means no walls. They just go.
Free range, there's a minimum of, I believe it's approximately, they have 108 square feet.
Right. And they can do all the cooking they want.
Yes.
Because they have a free range.
And the other one, but that's pasture raised is the big one. Free
Right.
range, they only actually need 2 square feet to be called free range.
Yeah.
2 square feet. So when you're buying free range, they're not really treated humanely.
Yeah. Isn't everything a con? Every piece of labeling, every piece of marketing.
Everything that's doing it for the money, there's a great chance that yes.
I think unless you go to the actual farm and have eyes on the animals doing their thing. But outside of that,
Well, there are people that go and check those things.
Well, there's so many humans. I mean, you can't blame people for, fudging the line a little because, they have to service 7 billion people on planet Earth, and who has time to chase a chicken when you got a community to feed? I mean, I don't have time to run.
You have to, though. That's how you feed them.
I know, but you can just say you did it and bing, bang, boom.
Oh,
Who's
but
gonna know?
but these are hens that are laying eggs. You're not catching them to cook them and eat them.
It's like when you order fish in a restaurant. You know statistically that something like 65-70% of the time it's not the species of fish you ordered.
I don't believe that.
Well, I've seen proof.
Where?
I saw a thing on the news where they took samples of all the different fish from various restaurants.
Yeah.
Had the DNA analyzed, and it turns out like 60-70% weren't.
I don't believe it, but it doesn't mean I'm right. I'd have to see it, but maybe if they took it from one place that does some shit stuff,
Maybe.
But all over the place, 60%. I don't buy it. It reminds me of how my grandma is a bit snobby.
Sure is.
And my grandfather, when she was younger, she would only drink Grey Goose. My grandpa would buy just whatever vodka and pour it in the Grey Goose bottle. My grandma never knew.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what made me think
with fish. Most people can identify the taste of a fish.
I disagree. I think people that eat fish all the time.
People that eat it all the time, but to the lay person.
But the people that eat it all the time are more than the lay person.
But don't forget, most fish is smothered with a sauce or deep fried or marinated, or so a lot of times.
Sushi's a big one.
Yeah. So even I've seen places where the sushi is a phony. I'm not saying all of it. If you own a fish restaurant, I'm sure you're doing everything right. But
thank you.
You're very welcome. But, who knows what other people are doing. Just the sad truth of the world we live in, guy.
Yeah.
That's why I like curly fries, because
I like Mo fries.
Well, okay. Then maybe you should order the large if you want Mo.
This episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. I'm looking at this here, and it's reminding me that there are some things that could be a total crapshoot in life. It even says it here. For example, rolling the dice on a new workout class, trying a new type of milk in your coffee. But finding the right doctor, now this I agree with, it should not be a total crapshoot. I'm a doctor guy. I got a podiatrist. I got an orthopedic. I got 2 endocrinologists. I love having a guy or a girl that I could go to because finding stuff could be tough. Here's what's cool about ZocDoc. ZocDoc, well, it's a free app, first of all, so download it, check it out, and if you don't like it, money back not even needed because there's no money spent on it. But there's also a website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. That is awesome. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skin care, and much more. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically just 24 to 72 hours of booking, and you can even score same-day appointments. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/TYSO to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/TYSO, ZocDoc.com/TYSO. This episode is sponsored by Helix Sleep. If you're in the market for a mattress, you might want to pay attention to this. And if you're not, take a minute off. Go get a Paul Newman's lemonade from the fridge, take a pee, relax, and come back. Okay. Hey, while they're gone, the mattress isn't just for sleeping. You could also watch television on the mattress. You could get blown on the mattress. You could bend somebody over or get bent over on the mattress. I'm telling you, this mattress is so good. I think they're coming back. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This mattress is just for sleeping. Anyway, I've been working with Helix Sleep for years now, and I'm getting messages from the goblins saying they're getting the mattress and they're loving the mattress. If you don't want a mattress, still go to helixsleep.com/TYSO because it makes me look good, and I think they'll keep sponsoring. But if you do want a mattress, go to helixsleep.com/TYSO take their sleep quiz. You'll say whether you're a back sleeper, a side sleeper, if you like a firm bed, a soft bed, etc., and they will match a mattress to you. And if you don't like it, you have a 100-day money-back guarantee. They drop the mattress off at your door. They'll pick it up. It's a great mattress. Don't sleep on this offer. Go to helixsleep.com/TYSO to get 20% plus 2 free pillows on all mattress orders. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the commercials and the episode. This episode is sponsored by DraftKings. DraftKings is offering a warm welcome to new players with $100 instantly in casino credits with just a $10 wager. That's it. Plus, everyone can get in on the action with a holiday reward every week. So, sign up with code TYSO because the holiday cheer is here. Only at DraftKings Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Opt-in required. Casino credits are non-withdrawable and expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promo.
But that's the thing with curly fries. Do you want a hump? When you order the curly fries, you can see right away if they're curly or not.
And when the shoestring fries, I always have to look at my feet first to know.
I would too if I had shoes on.
Do you ever get steak fries without a piece of meat and you can't tell if they're actually steak fries because you have nothing to compare it to?
Yeah. And I go into a fit of rage. I put a kid through a drywall at Morton's Steakhouse about 4 weeks ago.
You were just...
Not kidding. There was a kid with his family, and I got the wrong fries. And
Alvin, come here.
I put a kid right through the drywall.
Was it a random kid or was it your waiter?
No, it was a kid at another table. I'm at Morton's Steakhouse eating a lobster tail. Ordered a side of fries. They gave me the wrong ones, and I just raged.
Do you think there's a chance that it was actually a bluefin tail?
It could have been, maybe, I don't know, but it wasn't about the lobster tail. It was the fries, and I went off. I went into the red zone, went into OJ country, and there was this kid with braces over at the other table.
Are you saying that because I don't know much about football? Was he always making it to within the last few yards?
No, he loved steak. He was a wealthy guy. He loved to eat out at steakhouses.
No, I'm saying the red zone. Isn't the red zone when you're like 20 yards within 20 yards or something?
That's right.
Or 5 yards? I don't know much about football.
Let's just say 15. We'll call it in the middle.
Why don't you just say you don't know?
I do know, but I don't want to offend you because you don't know.
In the middle would be 12-5.
Because you were wrong, and I don't want to alert them that you're
let's
wrong.
Know. What's the red zone?
15.
Oh, it is. That's not the middle. Got it. Oh, I see what you're doing. Thank you. Yeah.
See, I look out for my friends.
But that's not looking out for me. That's now not teaching me. Now I know it's 15 yards.
Look, I can teach you when the cameras go click and they go off, but I can't. And what I won't do is sit here and humiliate my friend in front of his audience.
Tell me if you know what movie this is from. He broke my ribs, my leg, and my jaw.
Jaws. You said jaw.
I know. It's a movie that I feel like you would know just because of your age.
Say it again.
Ah, yes. He broke my ribs, my leg, and my jaw.
Oh.
You want a hint?
Yeah.
I feel like you know this movie. It's in a prison. It's set in a prison.
In a jaw. Bad Boys? No.
I'm not positive it's ribs. I know that's. I believe it's leg and jaw, but I think it's ribs first. But he says it like that. Okay, here's this. These are guys in prison. Mm-hmm. And somebody was in prison. They escaped from prison. But then they were brought back to that prison, or at least brought back to that bad guy. And now he's like, yes. Because before he left, he was upset because this guy that escaped broke his ribs, maybe his leg and his jaw.
Yeah.
So now he's going to get him and torture him in a vat of water with electricity. It's an 80s movie.
Corvette Summer?
No. It's Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, Cobra.
And Patrick Swayze.
Roadhouse.
No. Those guys are in the movies, but they're not in it together. Or is it? No, who's Snake Plissken
Oh, that's Escape from New
No,
York.
but is that Kurt Russell? I mean,
Kurt Russell.
It's Kurt Russell, not Patrick Swayze. I mistake
Okay.
them sometimes. Do you ever
Yeah,
do that?
Always.
Seriously?
I really do.
What's up with Kurt Russell and Patrick Swayze being like, which one is which?
Because I think they're the same iteration of the same organic mass. They're
I'm not gonna get what you're saying.
okay.
I really wanted to know, and I thought you were being serious.
I was.
You do confuse them.
Yeah.
Do you confuse Patrick Swayze and Kurt Russell more or less than you confuse affect and effect?
Probably the Russell.
Because affect and
Swayze.
effect you know really well.
Real well.
Did you have to like learn it a few times before you had it down?
Yeah. I mean, just like anything, I wasn't a quick learner, so I really had to go over things a lot meticulously, like over and over. Lots of repetition. I was not swift. I didn't excel academically. I was the slow kid in my class, and I don't know why you're bringing this up. Just to like trigger me or something?
No. I want to know how you remember. Like when you think of left versus right.
Yeah.
A lot of people will think like, oh, they know their right or their left hand.
Yeah.
They do that. When you think of affect or effect, is it perfect already? You don't even need to, or is there a little thing you remember like, oh, the A is or the E is? Like, what is your trick to remember?
I just think about that duck, you know?
Afflac versus
Right.
E-flac.
Right.
Okay.
So I just think, Affleck.
But what is that? How does that make you think of what effect means versus effect?
It makes me remember when I was in school and the other kids would make fun of me and throw stuff at me and I'd duck under my table.
And that would really effect you.
It would affect me.
But that's
I
with an
did
E,
it-
not an A.
I did it for effect so that they would think I was gone. It's very convoluted. It's very confusing, and it's a very painful part
You
of
know,
my life.
Michael Clark Duncan,
Yes.
his original name in the Green Mile was Voluted. You knew that, right?
It was John Coffey.
No, in the original script before they made it.
Oh.
His name was Voluted, and
wow.
but it got really confusing for everyone when they kept calling him because he was a
Con.
Yeah, so they kept calling him convoluted.
Voluted, yeah.
And they said that it was too confusing.
Yeah.
Look at this little boy. So our show, who do
Yeah.
you think we should have host it?
Oh, God.
Are you friends with Weird Al?
No.
What's the beef between you guys?
He's just too weird. Like, if I want a buddy who's Al, just give me Al.
You're more of a Bundy guy.
Anyone with the name Weird at the beginning of their name, life's too complicated. I don't need to know already that this guy is going to be weird and confuse me. So just give me like straight Al, you know? Give me organized Al Yankovic. I don't need weird. It's just already it's, you're on the wrong footing.
Right. Did you know him before he was weird?
No.
You met him when he was weird?
I've never met the guy.
I find that hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that you've never met Weird Al.
I tend to stay away from grown men that wear Shirley Temple wigs. Like, I've never met Kenny G. I've never met Weird Al. And I've never seen those two and Bernadette Peters in the same room at the same time.
You've never seen Weird Al in Al room.
I've never seen him in an Al room.
That's just kind of a misleading statistic.
Yeah. But if you can find me a picture of Weird Al, Kenny G, and Bernadette Peters in the same room,
I actually know of
I'll
one.
give
and
you a donut.
We're going to pull it up here.
No.
Yep. And now you don't see it yet because I don't want to look it up right now. I don't have great service in here. But when you do see it, you're going to get me a donut, and I want to tell you what donut I want.
Okay.
I want, you know what? Yeah. I want from Voodoo Donuts.
Yeah.
I want an apple fritter.
You got it. You ever fart so hard your butthole looks like an apple fritter?
I don't know what I don't know what my butthole looks like when I fart.
Well, I'm just saying if you did a really ripe one and then you just feel it and then you can tell something. It was like probably a really strong Nacho Bel Grande. And then you look at your you-know-what, and it just looks like an apple fritter. Just asking.
What do you think? Hat off?
I don't know. It always seems like your hair is wet.
I showered. I shower before I podcast a lot
But
of
even
time.
when I see you anywhere, it seems like it's wet. Like, do you... Like, what's going on with your hair? It's always wet.
Takes hours to dry. So if I shower before a show or before a podcast...
It's just an odd look, like a wet guy.
But it's not going to be wet in another half hour. That's why I was just
know,
checking.
but you're always around with wet hair. It's just an odd... Like, most people you see in the street, like 99.9999% are dry hairs.
I can't... These statistics you're saying are
Every time
crazy.
I see you, you're this
One
soggy...
out of every million people have wet hair.
You look like the girl from The Ring crawled out of the well and got a lesbian trim.
That's mean. That's
well,
mean.
that's what it looks like.
That's mean.
Well, mean, you did it to yourself. How can I be mean when you carved your own hair off? And I mean, it really looks like you've been marinating in an old well somewhere.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, guy, do you have a blow dryer or anything? Can you go get it? I'd love you to go get it and dry your hair while we talk. That'd be the courteous thing to do. Sitting around with Johnny Greaseball over here. Guy's all damp, like he's been hanging out in a kelp forest or something. Like, do you have a blow dryer? Seriously. Guy? Like, all you got to do is plug it in. We can keep talking. You just put it on low. Blow dry the moss or whatever it is. Do you have a blow dryer?
I didn't have my headphones on. I wasn't listening.
Do you have a blow dryer?
I don't.
In the whole place, you don't have an electric blow dryer?
Mm-mm.
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom?
Could you go get it?
I don't have one, man.
Well,
I was in Vancouver doing my thing. And the hotel I stayed at, they left me a version, this stuff. They're called...
you were with Ben Grimm in Vancouver?
No. They're called... Are you not interested?
No, you said you were in Vancouver with your thing.
Doing my thing.
You were doing Ben Grimm?
No, it's an expression for for just doing what I normally do.
You know who Ben Grimm is, right?
I understand he's...
He's the thing from the Fantastic Four.
Oh, I think...
I don't know how you get through that orange rock exterior. You said you're sitting around saying you're doing them.
I thought that was...
It's Ben Grimm is the thing, guy. Watch your words. I mean, just watch what you say, because other people might misconstrue
What's
that you were
his name?
having a fun guy experience in a hotel in Vancouver with one of the Fantastic Four.
Sipowicz.
No thanks, I'm busy.
His name is Sipowicz. Put up a picture.
Want some arm sex?
So do you want to hear? I want to tell you about this. There's these cookies that they left me at the hotel that were really good.
Oh wow!
So when I went to the airport, when I go back from Canada, I get a lot of duty free stuff. You know me. I just get because I lose a lot of hydration in the air. That's why I take magnesium and drink a lot of water.
It's great to have clean underwear going through the airport.
But don't you? Is this a Canadian thing?
What is it?
These things are called Northern bars.
Oh yeah, read the ingredients. You'll love it. Dude, you wait till you see what's in these things. Yeah, I already know I'm Canadian, but wait, I want you to.
There's just a lot of stuff.
Oh,
but they have them and it's a standard flavor. But then
Yeah.
they have a special one where there's these different flavor ones.
yeah, they mix them up.
And I wanted one. Do you want one?
I don't eat chocolates. I'm allergic, but go for it.
Are you really?
Yeah, I can't eat chocolate. It makes my ankles puff. My ankles swell out. They get really puffy and they look like sort of like Pepperidge Farm bunt cakes around my ankles. They just puff out, swollen. Are they good? I bet they're delicious. Dog. Give one to the dog, guy.
I want to put a picture of what his face looked like when I'm
Eating it. Mm-hmm. Do you love them? You love Canadian food, huh?
We'll take care of these sounds in post. Whenever I come home, I like getting maple syrup.
Oh, yeah, the pure stuff? You know how that's made, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know how maple syrup's produced?
I mean, I've seen it being produced before.
Explain to your audience. I'm sure they'd like to be enlightened.
Yeah. You carve a tree.
You what now?
You well a tree.
No, you tap a tree.
But before you put the tap into it, the well, you sometimes will carve it to give a thing for it to come down. And then at the end, it comes out in the tap. And you're milking it. It's called milking a tree, not tapping.
And you're American, right?
I spent a lot of time in Canada.
Might want to spend a couple more days, guy.
JonMichael, you might not hear these sounds, but when we send it in for mix, we're going to hear them. So let's make, because I'm hearing some smacking.
Wow. It's almost like you're conducting an orchestra of delicious flavor.
Fuck, I forgot.
Oh, no.
I have to eat gluten right now.
That's okay.
I have some shoulder pain. I was staying away from gluten. In fact, I bought a gluten-free treat.
Oh, wow.
Can you tell some jokes?
These three priests walk into a bar. The first priest says to the bartender, "Hey, how do I get some chicken wings?" And the bartender, who's Italian, he says, "Hey, we don't." So what are you doing? Oh, wow.
I haven't eaten much today, and I did develop a bit of a sweet tooth.
Wow.
Free plug. Vetter's Ice Cream for Good. Chocolate chip cookies. Now, a lot of people are going to call me a liberal fucking loser.
Why?
Because it's dairy-free, gluten-free, and they're so good.
Really? Who knew that Pearl Jam could bake?
Dairy-free, gluten-free, so good. What am I missing about Pearl Jam?
Oh, aren't those Eddie Vedder's cookies?
Bingo.
Have you tried Iron Maiden's muffins?
More of this, I'm gonna eat.
I had some delectable Judas Priest Christmas bark the other day. And these guys, unbelievable. Def Leppard Yule log to die for. The mint, the cinnamon mint.
What is a Yule log?
Def Leppard could probably tell you better than me, but it's like a cake that's shaped like a log. It looks like one of those 3-hour fire logs, except it's all cake and icing, and they sort of mimic a log. They want you to, beavers love them, by the way. It's the go-to pastry for a beaver, Yule logs.
I left my freezer open. I could hear it.
You should go shut it. While you're at it, shut your legs. Good God. Whew.
Will you prank call somebody for me?
Sure. Who is it?
Brent Morin, if he answers.
Who's that?
A singer friend of mine.
He has a sewing machine?
This is Brent Morin. Leave a message after the beep, and I'll...
Dude, how old were you when you knew you were funny?
Wow. I would probably say it started early. I kind of used my humor as a weapon. I'll never forget, me and 800 million sperms were racing to the egg. And I threw a banana peel. And all the other sperms like flipped, and I was the guy that got in. So I've always used humor as a way to kind of succeed, and it's sort of my weapon, my instrument.
In that context,
Yeah.
how is a banana peel, like comedy falls, I understand.
Yeah.
But how is that humor as opposed to just survival.
It's one of the classic, go-to humorous things. Slipping on a banana peel. Clowns did it. Buster Keaton did it. Charlie Chaplin did it.
But they did it in a different context.
Well, they didn't do it in the womb the way I did, but I did it kind of in the fallopian tubes. And it's like, get ahead of what you're good at. And I realized at a real early age when I was a spermling that I just had a way of making the other sperms chuckle. I made them laugh. And that was all fun when we're floating in the nut bag. But then suddenly when the gates open and we had to get to Denny's, or the egg as I call it, I thought only one of us is going to make it. Only one of us is going to get outdoors. And so we were racing, and I tossed out that banana peel. And you ever see 8 million little pollywogs flip upside down in the air? I almost didn't make it into the egg because I was laughing so hard.
Now, how do they trip on it? Because they swim.
Yeah, they go right over it and they slip. It's just like the vitriolic juices in the fallopian tubes are just as viscous as the intensity of the juices on a banana peel. You'll slip sliding away, as Paul Simon once sang.
Kodachrome.
I don't know. What kind of camera do you have?
And you remember that? You remember going to the Denny's?
Oh yeah, you asked me how old was I when I knew I was funny.
I don't remember that long ago, and it sounds like you even remember being in your dad's testicles. What was that like in there?
Have you ever been in a bouncy house and someone duct taped the door shut? It was kind of like that, and a bunch of hyperactive kids, all white kids, by the way. They were all white, not one black kid in there.
Do black people's, are there sperm and cum? Is it black?
It's white. Everyone starts white.
Huh.
The black thing is just sort of a phase. And so yeah, you're in there, and then you're bouncing around, going through life. The hardest part is airplanes, because your host is sitting on said accommodations for hours upon hours, and so it can get cramped in there when you're on a long flight. Like if you're a sperm and you have to fly to Australia, that's an 18-hour flight, and if your host nutsack isn't getting up and doing some stretches or going to the bathroom and they're just sitting on you it's like almost like being under a chicken in a nest, like just sitting on you, crushing you down. Sweaty, salty, smelly. And so that's not fun. But then the day you shoot out of the bald cyclops, boy, oh boy, that's like being in the Olympics, the North Korean Olympics. You're on your own. You're racing to the just finish line. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm getting some floss.
Some floss. You want to get one in before he gets back? You want an arm mount? What the hell is that? Free arm mount, guy. I don't put this out there that often. If you wanna take advantage of it, I'm offering. It's a freebie. He's probably getting the hair dryer. Where'd you go?
I had to get some floss.
Oh, really? Was something stuck in your teeth?
No.
What'd you need the floss for?
Alvin, sit.
Oh, you're flossing the dog.
Aw. Who's a boy?
What's that?
I gave him a little bit of a treat because sometimes I don't realize I'm eating treats and he's staring at me, even though I see him staring at me. I don't realize, he needs something.
Oh, you're one of these guys that thinks your dog's a human.
No.
Well, then why did you just make that association?
Because we don't speak the same language, and there are other ways that we communicate with each other.
But you assume because you had a treat, your four-legged animal friend needed a treat.
No, I don't think he needed one. I saw him wanting one, and that's a way to communicate. When you notice something or somebody's want, a plant wilting, you notice it wants more water or less water or more sunlight.
What am I communicating right now?
That you have dry eyes.
No.
That you think what I'm saying is ridiculous.
No.
I don't know.
Well, then you're not very good at it. You can read a dog, but you can't read your buddy?
I don't live with you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You've known me longer than you've known Dementa, your dog.
I've spent more time with the dog than I've spent with you.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But I was around before before the dog was around.
Before you were itching your daddy's pants?
Now I'm a little offended a little.
You know how it is? I know that he wants to come up, but he wants permission. Alvin,
come
on up. Come on, good boy.
Whoa.
But what he's really doing is he's smelling for any treats that I may have dropped in my lap.
Yeah.
He didn't see me with my napkin, did he?
Whoa. Power dog.
If you had to have if you could and had to, if you had to have an animal as a pet.
Yeah.
And it has to be able to live with you at your place or outside your place. And you have to be able to care for it.
Okay.
But you can't consider all of those things in the decision. I only want to hear, like, for the pros and the cons, if the cons were some of the obstacles in caring for an animal. Remove those. Just the pros. What has the highest pros? But the only animals that you could choose from are ones that you could actually take care of.
Easy.
So, what?
Slug.
Because you want the least responsibility.
Yeah.
And
they look like a clit. I mean, dude.
With the shell?
Well, they're always glistening.
Mm-hmm.
They don't move around a lot. They leave a little excited trail wherever they go. They can't hide. Oh, where's the clit? Oh, there he's under the couch. You know, they can't go anywhere. You're always losing dogs. You don't have to put a chip in a clit in a slug. And so they're low maintenance.
Why don't you draw that? Why don't you draw a slug clit on your hat?
Okay. Good idea. Thanks for the idea.
Your pen? Could you do it now?
If you have a Sharpie, I'd love to.
Yeah. Yeah. In the meantime, will you tell another joke, maybe two?
Yeah, you got it.
You're on.
These three priests go into a bar. The first priest, a Jew, sits at the table. The second priest, a Catholic, sits at the table. And the third priest, a Buddhist, sits at the table. The first priest says, "Hey, I want some chicken wings." And the other priest says, "Okay, so what am I doing? I'm drawing a slug?"
A slug clit.
A slug clit.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Wait, your dog's banging my arm. And when I say banging my arm, I mean banging my arm. And then here's his little trail, or her. You don't know if slugs are male or female, so maybe they're transy. And you gotta have little eyeballs.
Do you think, are you going to do something to make it also a clitoris? A labia, perhaps?
Well, it's automatically.
Oh, that's just a clit.
Well, look at it. I mean, you don't normally see clits with antennae, but...
Antennasis.
You're what?
Antennasis?
You play tennis?
It looks like you have a little bit of a scar on your head.
Yeah, I do.
What happened?
It's the most ridiculous thing.
I bet.
So this happened 2 nights ago. It's actually a racquetball injury. I play racquetball.
I know.
But I've been playing racquetball so much.
It sounds like you've been playing Racketball.
Well, I have dreams. It's the only time in my life where my body has moved in its sleep. I literally, when you serve in racquetball, it's a very strong and violent serve. You put a lot of power into it. So for the last few years, I literally, when I fall asleep a lot of the time, I serve in my sleep. And my arm actually does the serve. I've woken myself up on numerous occasions doing a racquetball serve in my sleep. And 2 nights ago, my nails are a little bit longer. And I'm not kidding. I'm in the hotel and I did the serve and I cut my finger right up my forehead. I served right in my face and I cut my forehead open. So it's literally a racquetball injury without physically playing racquetball. It was bizarre.
Oh, man.
And imagine when I woke, I knew I did it, but I was in that kind of fog. Like it woke me up and I felt it and I was like, I think I'm bleeding, but I was still like 90% asleep. So I just went back to sleep. And when I woke up, not only was the line there, but all this other dry blood was around the laceration. And it's one of the weirdest things I've ever done. It's like, who's the weird Alkovich now or whatever his name is? Al Wankovich.
Harland Williams, episode 285. If you want to see the full episode, it's on YouTube now or anywhere you could get podcasts. I figured I would use this as a clip.
Great. Finally.
Title card. Just for the social.
You ever cut yourself? Are you a cutter? You don't have to tell me. You look like it might be. Like dealing with issues. Now you're getting all, whoa, I hit a nerve, huh? Or did you hit a nerve when you were cutting your... I didn't mean that.
Sometimes I'll push on a bruise.
Ooh. So you're more like a potatoer?
Oh, is that what they're called?
Oh, yeah, when you say that, I picture a bruised potato.
I'll give you a setup and you tell me the punchline.
Okay.
3 mice live in a house. A mama mouse, a papa mouse, and the papa mouse's brother. The mama mouse doesn't really like papa mouse's brother around too much because
he's always cheesing around.
Yes. Good. That was an easy one.
Yeah.
That was an easy one. But I am surprised that you got it on your first try.
Thank you.
This one's going to be a little harder. 2 chickens are doing,
So they're lesbians?
No, they're mashing their beaks together.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because chickens, like roosters are 2 chickens is 2 girls.
No, they're boys and girl chickens. You're thinking of roosters and hens.
Roosters and hens are males, and chickens are females.
No, there's a guy
So
chickens.
is this a lesbian joke you're doing?
There's guy chickens.
I wonder if they serve lesbian. You know when you go to KFC, they got crispy regular, and I wonder if they have lesbian. Next time I go to KFC or Popeyes, if they say, Popeyes goes, you want regular or spicy? I'm going to say lesbian. And then I might go even one step further. I might go, give me spicy lesbian. And if I do this...
Male chickens have larger combs and wattles. Female chickens have shorter, more rounded feathers than roosters.
There you go. See, I was right.
Well, there's male chickens and female chickens.
Yeah, but roosters are hens. You want to try it again and do it right, or... I liked it. Look, I told you I started comedy early when I was an ejaculate. And if you'd like to maybe start again and do it right, I can work with this. You sure you don't have a blow dryer? Sorry.
Have you ever done anything else in your sleep when you serve? Knocked anything? Been with a woman and hit her?
No, that's that's what's so peculiar. I swallowed a fly. There was a little
I saw you shot
a
it
little
out.
fruit fly, yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was weird. I sort of felt it go in and it was like buzzing around and then
And I'm the guy from the Green Mile.
yeah. But no, I don't think I've ever done anything. That was why it was so weird that happened. Have you?
No, but I have done things in my sleep with basketball, where I think basketball. I don't remember. I know a ball is involved, where like a ball is coming towards me, so I'll grab it.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of go like that, and I'll have the thoughts to myself of like, come on, guy, but also I'm asleep, you know?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's like this foggy, hazy, weird thing.
Yeah. How often have you been in a dream and knew it was a dream, but you got to stay in the dream?
A lot. It's weird. A lot of times I'll know I'm in a dream. I'll sort of half wake up and I'll be sort of like, I like this dream. And
I want to go back to it.
It's weird. You sort of semi-control it
Yeah.
and stay in it,
Yeah.
which is weird because I always felt like once you wake up, you're out of the dream. But there are times when you'll be in a dream and sort of, did you get it? Good Lord. Why do you have flies in your house?
They're because you're coughing them out.
I swallowed it. The thing flew in my throat.
Open your mouth. And he thought Al was weird.
I felt like Winnie the Pooh right there. Did you ever see when Winnie goes into the honey tree and he puts the honey and the bees are in his
You know this
cheeks?
song? Winnie the Pooh doesn't know what to do. Got a honey jar stuck on his nose.
Oh, stuff and fluff. Is there any more honey, Mr. Rabbit?
Do you think Gen Z kids know about that?
What? Generators?
No, that voice.
Winnie the Pooh. I'm just a little black rain cloud. I'm just a little black rain cloud hovering over the honeybees.
If
Oh, stuff and fluff.
you when you were 10 years old
Yes.
and someone said, "Would you like to see what you're like when you're how old are you?
Ask some of my sperm mates.
When you're 53? 50?
41.
Okay. Okay, even funnier actually. Even funnier. So if 10-year-old Harland was offered like, "Hey, Harland, do you want to step away from watching Ed Sullivan show for a second and Mork and Mindy no, it was before Mork and Mindy because you were 10. Do you want to see what you'd be like when you're 41?" And you go, "Sure." And it cuts to just you telling the story of the racquetball, cutting yourself when you're sleeping, and then jump cuts to you doing the song you just did.
Is there any more honey,
Yeah, and then
Mr. Rabbit?
how do you think you would respond to that? Would you laugh?
I'd be like, I made it.
Right.
I made it. I did something. Because my biggest fear in life is that, I wake up one day when I'm 40, 45, and I'm in a cubicle, and I'm pressing numbers on a calculator, and I got a bus pass, and every day is all planned out. And I just go from work to home, and everything's a routine. But that didn't happen to this little sperm.
He's 10. He's 10.
Oh.
Do you think you would notice the ketchup on your shirt?
If I was 10?
Yeah.
I don't know. This thing? Is there ketchup on my shirt? Catsup is really pronounced ketchup. You're saying it wrong.
Oh, so that's a picture of ketchup.
This is ketchup and it's, yeah. Because I did have a cheeseburger before I came here at Wendy's.
You went to Cheetah's, then Tots for Toys,
Yeah.
then Toys for Tots, and then Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Do you eat Wendy's?
I just told you I was just there before this.
How often do you eat fast food a week?
Once or twice.
Is it usually Wendy's?
No.
Is there a favorite?
Fat burger.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You do that once a week then?
Not once a week, but it's in the mix.
What else? What are the restaurants?
Fat Boyga, In-N-Out, Wendy's.
All burgers.
Sometimes Chick-fil-A.
Do you ever get a spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's?
No, but I get a spicy lesbian sandwich from Popeyes.
Okay.
And then I cut my head open doing lesbian chicken stuff. What? When is it my turn to shine? I felt like you were giving me a condescending look when I was doing some theater stuff.
I was just accepting the reality, and you're right. I did make a face.
You did.
And I'm sorry if that made you feel bad.
It did.
I'm sorry that I made you feel bad. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think because I was really excited about hearing about fast food stuff. And
Okay,
then you're doing
let's
that.
keep going. What else
But
do you want to know?
that was really funny.
Chipotle now and then?
Yeah. I don't think of Chipotle and In-N-Out Burger as fast food in the same way I think of Wendy's and McDonald's and those places. That's just my own thing. I'm not saying
okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Perfect.
Yeah. Does that make sense to you? Do you know there's fast food and then there's fast food.
One of my favorite fast food stories. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
I was out with a gal. We were out in the middle of way up in Palmdale in the desert. You know, Palmdale, we were somewhere out in the desert on a road trip, and I used to drive a big old black.
I didn't know that Palmdale was the desert. I thought Palmdale was south in a more metropolitan urban area.
No, it's north.
Huh.
Up in Antelope Valley.
Okay.
So I used to drive, this cowboy used to drive an old Ram Charger, like a black pickup truck. One of the big boys.
Wait, I'm sorry, could you say it again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So this cowboy used to drive an old Ram Charger.
Who's the cowboy?
I told you earlier I'm a cowboy.
Got it. Okay.
So someone took my boots from me.
Right, yes. Okay, now I get it.
So here I am with this. Oh, wow. I'm just a little black cowboy. Wait. I'm just a little black cowboy hovering over the honey.
Just put it here.
Okay.
So for the people that don't know, he's talking about Winnie the Pooh being a black cloud, and he's singing it as Winnie the Pooh. But what it just sounds like you're saying is you're putting that on and you're doing your impression of a black person who's a cowboy.
Oh, like the guy in Blazing Saddles?
Yes.
Okay.
Richard Pryor.
No, that was Stir Crazy.
Oh, I'm thinking of Superman 3.
Blazing Saddles, one of the sheriffs, there was Gene Wilder, and then the other sheriff was a black.
Yeah.
But I don't remember his name.
Didn't he
commit suicide by erotic asphyxiation?
We should put some respect on his name. Cast of Blazing Saddles. Cleavon Little.
I think he was at Tits for Tots tonight. Cleavon Little. That was one of the girls. No, that was Cleavage Clittle. Sorry.
All right, so your fast food story. You're in
So,
Palmdale. You're driving a Charger.
somewhere out in the desert, right?
With a lady.
With a hot lady.
What are you doing in the desert?
We're road tripping.
So this is like somebody that you're close to.
In love with. Love. Just like living, loving. Just out. When you get out in the desert with a woman, it's liberating. It's free. You're just no boundaries. Like free range chicken, but without the pecker.
Pasture raised, not free ranged. But go ahead.
Well, it's my story. So here we are. We're booting along. We're in the middle of nowhere, and almost out of the cacti comes a KFC with a drive-through. So we're sitting in this big rig. The cowboy's behind the wheel. I got the pedal to the metal because the cowboy likes to ride hot.
So you're not in line yet?
No, we're approaching. No one's there. There's the place's parking lot's empty. She's open. It's daytime. And I fly into the parking lot, dust coming out of the thing. There's no one in the drive-thru. So we're driving by. We see there's a couple of chickies in the drive-through window, and then I just pull up to the speaker, and the lady goes, "Can I help you?" And without even stopping, just like a slow roll, I yell, "We don't even want anything." We just drove right by, and they're just like,
Did you think you did, and then you realized
"No,
you didn't?
we didn't want
You
to
just
at
wanted-
all."
you just
I
wanted-
just wanted to drive through and say, "We don't want anything." We just, the cowboy and this hot blonde, the windows open, our hair's flying. We're just laughing our asses off, and they're just like, they did one of those shocked looks.
Had you been in Dumb and Dumber yet?
Yeah.
So they might have recognized you.
Oh, the cowboy was moving too fast. I told you the cowboy likes to put the pedal to the metal, and the cowboy likes to ride hot. None of that.
Remember that?
I sure do, guy.
Do people ever do that to you in public, or did
All
they
the
use?
time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do they ever not say anything? Do they ever walk by you and just go?
Yeah. All kinds of iterations of that one.
How does it make you feel?
It's awesome. You know, what's interesting is, if we want to talk in cycles, well, I think I've told you this story before, so I won't tell it again.
It's
But
okay.
It circles back to Whitney Houston, "I Will Always Love You."
How so?
It came from that song.
I don't remember that in that song.
So I used to do a bit in my act back in the 90s when that song came out.
Uh-huh.
I did a bit on stage where Whitney
When
Houston,
you were like 10.
yeah, and Whitney Houston would sing, "I will always love you," and her octave just kept getting higher and higher.
Okay.
So I used to do a bit where I'd say she sings so high she eventually turns into a whale, and I'd do a bit on say, "I love you," and I started doing whale noises. So cut to Jim Carrey asked the directors of Dumb and Dumber, Bobby and Peter Farrelly, to come see me do stand-up. So they came to see me. They saw me do that bit. And when we were shooting Dumb and Dumber, we did all these takes, and I went back to talk to them, and they said, "Do the whale noise." And I'm like, "What?" They said, "Let's do another take." And I go, "Where?" They go, "I don't know. You find it." And I said, "Okay."
Right.
So I was searching, and I realized the best spot for it was, who's ever drank pee before? Who knows what reaction you'd have? So I... But that all came from me doing the joke about "I Will Always Love You" with Whitney Houston.
That is a great clip. Clip it.
Oh, God. Clit it.
Did you, when they were coming to go see you do the stand-up show, they you knew they were coming. How did you feel? Because you weren't cast yet.
I don't know if I knew they were coming. It might have been afterward. I think it was afterwards. I don't think I knew they were there.
Where was it? Comedy
It's
Store?
at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood.
Yeah. Peter and Bobby came there
Peter and
to
Bobby,
watch you.
and I think Jim was there. And
He wasn't doing stand-up really then, right? Anymore?
Yeah, he was still doing it.
Yeah?
Yeah. And,
He was still doing stand-up during Dumb and Dumber?
no, he finished after
Ace
Ace
Ventura.
Ventura came out.
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh.
maybe he wasn't doing stand-up, but I think Jim was there too. And so after the show, they said they loved that bit, and then when we went to shoot,
Yeah, that's awesome.
I forgot they even knew
Yeah.
about it, and then they told me to do that. So that's where it came from. And then in my new movie that I just finished directing,
yeah.
I did a tribute to it, sort of for them, and because I know my fans always like that bit. So in my new movie Wingman that's coming out next year, I brought it back. I brought the thing
Wingman
back.
that Harland wrote, directed, and edited.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Well, best wingman you got.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I'm feeling really good. It's in
Do you
post.
want to premiere it on my YouTube channel?
Though I can't premiere the whole movie
Why not?
because
I'll buy it.
Oh, wow. Do you have $20?
Buddy, it's I'll pay more than that.
No, it's. I think the producers want to get it out in the theaters.
What if I give him $8 million?
I don't know. That's
What was the budget?
I think it was $2 million.
Quick 4X right now.
Say what?
What?
Say it again.
It again.
Say what again?
What again?
Say it again.
Oh, because it's $8 million. I'm paying you, and it costs 2 to make, so they're
Yeah.
making a 4X.
4X.
4 times.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, that's up to them. I have
Wingman. Can I hear the elevator log line? The log line that you would say in the elevator?
So Wingman is a story about a professional wingman who helps guys who can't get girls, but the wingman is a kooky, crazy guy who's got sort of a dark secret in his past that
Got it.
sort of motivates his sort of unconventional approach to helping men score women.
So Weird Al meets Hitch.
No, he's more of a broader character, sort of like it's the real world, but the wingman himself is sort of a crazy Ace Ventura or an Austin Powers type level guy.
Could I hear some stuff from it? Could you do it a little scene?
Jeez.
And we'll edit it. You don't have to.
I'm trying to think. Sure, I could do it. You'll have 2 lines. Your lines will be, you're crazy, and I'll cue you when to say them. Your first line will be you're crazy.
I'll know when.
And then your second line will be you've been hanging around a long time. Maybe it's time to get out.
Okay.
So I lost one of my clients last night.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I'm crazy, all right. Crazy like Forrest Whitaker's left eye.
Oh, you've been hanging around a long time. Maybe it's time that you get out.
Like a retard in a bouncy house. There is no getting out. And that's a scene between me and Jamie Kennedy. He's the rival wingman in the movie. He's hilarious.
Traffic, looking for my chapstick. There's a Ford Maverick.
Isn't it funny? Everything's coming around in a
Full
circle.
circles. You know, full circle is just a circle, and if it's not a full circle, it's not a circle.
Yeah. It's like Circle Interrupted, which is a great movie with Angelina Jolie.
You know, I was just watching a movie with Angelina Jolie's dad.
Oh, wow. Terrence Fluntner? No. What's his dad's name? John Voight.
Yes. Yeah. I was
Who's
watching.
Terrence Fluntner?
I've never heard of that name.
Me neither.
But I was watching a movie with John Voight. We were watching Basketball, actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's from the guys who did South Park.
Yeah, Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Yeah.
You ever see that documentary, 6 Days to Air?
Oh, God. No.
It's them. It's a week. It shows like a week of South Park.
Oh.
And from pre-storyboarding to delivering it to Comedy Central. And they do it in 6 days. And it's unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah, and Bill Hader and Matt and Trey and there's a few other people, but those are like the people that I remember and know who they are. And watching them and doing their voices and coming up and what they can do and can't do and talking to the animators. And I remember Seth MacFarlane was on, I think it was Conan, some late night show a while ago, and they asked because The Simpsons like was it The Simpsons or South Park? I think it was South Park. I don't remember. But basically, Seth MacFarlane was saying in response to like, hey, they made fun of you here. You make fun of them. And he's like, yeah, but like it takes us 8 months to respond to something. And they do it in a week.
Wow.
I remember when in 2016, I haven't been watching the past few seasons. But in 2016, South Park was around when I was growing up. And I always thought it was funny, but I never watched it. Like if it was on, I watched it. And it was funny, made me laugh. But like I'm a Simpsons baby. I watch all the time. And I don't think I fully appreciated South Park until like in the mid 2000, like 2014, 15, when they started doing like serialized seasons,
Yeah.
and they were doing unbelievable commentary on stuff that's happening right now.
Yeah.
And I remember the election was on a Tuesday, 2016, and I don't know if the show came out Wednesday or Thursday, but they had the episode and Trump's president, and they couldn't have even known. So sure, you could make two and have one that doesn't show, like when like, you know, a basketball team goes to a championship. I always wondered when it's like they're going to the championship or the NBA Finals, I'm like, where are those other hats? You know, no one gets to see those hats.
Sad.
But then as things were happening that week, then the next South Park, it was like, but it was taking the stakes of that thing and bringing it into a small town in Colorado. You know what I mean? And it's just like brilliant. So anyway, South Park's brilliant. The documentary 6 Days to Air is incredible. I think you could just look it up on YouTube. I'm also telling people who are listening who are comedy fans, I think that would be like, it's something worth watching. Like the people at the highest level making some of the highest comedy.
Do you want to know how this just got cyclical again?
How?
I never really watched it either. I was like you. I knew of it. I'd seen clips here and there. I never really liked it because I took animation in college and I found the sort of primitive animation. I didn't think it could be any good. But it's a testament to good writing. You can make anything funny if the writing's stellar.
Thank you.
And so, not you. And so, one thing was I went to see the movie. I went to see the South Park movie, not knowing a ton about it. So I didn't really appreciate it. But when I saw the movie, I super realized how good and funny these guys were, and I really appreciated it. But here's the circle back. I saw the movie in Montreal on the weekend with Kevin Pollak while we were shooting the whole 9 yards, and I was chumming around with
John LeBlanc.
John Coffey from the Green Mile.
Oh, really?
Michael Clark Duncan was in.
Oh, not Matt LeBlanc.
Matthew Perry.
Pardon
But
me.
Michael Clark Duncan, who we were talking about earlier.
Absolutely.
And
Convoluted.
So another weird, a lot of circles here.
I don't remember you in the whole 9 yards. I don't remember the whole 9 yards is what I should say. I remember I really liked that movie, though. That was a good movie.
You don't remember it.
I don't remember well enough. That's
But you
definitely a
liked
rewatch. I remember that I liked it.
But you don't remember it.
Yeah, could you not connect to that at all?
Well, it's hard to.
Maya
like
Angelou often says
remember.
you don't remember what somebody says or does. You just remember if you just like him or not.
Yeah, I mean, I love
quote.
OJ's acting. I love OJ. He's hilarious. But
Did you ever try to get into the Naked Gun movies?
no, but I auditioned for those guys for Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh yeah.
They wrote and produced that movie.
What are their names again?
The Coen brothers. No, not the Coen brothers, but they're two brothers.
Yeah.
But they were the Naked Gun movies. Incredible.
Who wrote Naked Gun? Jerry Zucker. No, I know Jerry Zucker.
The Zucker
and then
brothers.
Jim Abrams.
Yeah, hilarious.
Zucker, Abrams, and Zucker. Jerry Zucker is the name that I remember.
Yeah, Zucker. I barely know her.
Man, those movies are good, huh?
Yeah.
You know they're redoing it with Liam Neeson?
I think it could work. I was a little skeptical, but then if you go online and watch
Life's Too Short.
Life's Too Short? No, I was going to say watch the scene where he tries to improvise with Ricky Gervais.
It's from Life's Too Short.
And then there's another scene
with Warwick Davis
where he's in that movie with the teddy bear.
Ted.
And he's checking out at the grocery store to buy Trick cereal.
Yeah.
And if you watch those two scenes on YouTube, you'll go, if he can carry that sort of serious, I feel I'm pretty confident he can pull off the Naked Gun.
Me too.
No one can replace Leslie Nielsen, like another great Canadian.
What do you think
comedian.
the ratings would be on that?
What do you mean?
The Nielsen ratings, I'm saying, if it was on cable. The Naked Gun movie.
Yeah, for Leslie, it would probably be.
Also, their names are so similar.
They are?
Leslie Neeson, Liam Neeson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're in a bouncy house, you could tell them apart.
You know, you referred to bouncy houses in your movie Wingman.
Yeah.
You also referred to them bouncy houses as being in a testicle.
Yeah.
And you also bouncy houses. I'm just like, and your knees going up and
Bouncing,
down. Yeah,
yeah.
I wonder like what is bouncy houses? What do those mean to you? Like, how would you describe a bouncy house to a kid if you tried to explain it to him, like really having them understand what it was? You weren't fucking around.
Right.
Like,
it would be a rubber house that's full of air and you can jump around. It's like the floors are rubber. And it's just like jumping around. That's why you kind of get that whole... It's like you've heard the term going back to the womb. So to go into a bouncy house for a kid, it's like going back to the nut bag. It's sort of like a return experience. Like when you go swimming and you immerse yourself in water, they say it's like you're in the placenta, you're in the womb floating. When you go into a bouncy house, you're like 9 million sperms just bouncing around waiting to ejaculate. And that's what I tell kids.
that makes me think of the show based off of a movie, based off a book by Sapphire called The Day of the Jackal.
Oh, right.
With
Yeah.
Eddie Redmayne. I'm not finished with it. I'm like on episode 5 right now on Peacock Network. Are you watching? You don't watch TV.
I haven't watched TV in many years, but I'm a fan of the original Day of the Jackal movie, which came out in the 70s. And it's very stylized. It's with some kind of obscure French actor in the lead.
Pierre Escargot.
No thanks. I'm into slugs. But and then they did a remake with Bruce Willis and Jack Black in the 90s, which was a total disaster. No offense to Bruce, because again, in the whole 9 yards, all these circles.
What? No offense to Jack Black either.
Well,
do you like Jack Black personally?
I liked him till one day something happened that changed our dynamic.
Go on. But start with So There I Am.
So There I Am.
And also there's this kind of structure that I used to talk about on here that really makes stories a lot more entertaining.
Wait, are you saying I'm sort of dropping the ball here?
No, I'm just trying to elevate it. So you say So There I Am.
In an elevator with Jack Black. Is that elevated enough?
You know what?
I know Mrs. What?
If you don't want to hear a way to elevate it.
Okay, tell me. I'm always looking to improve myself. Go ahead.
So when you're telling a story, so there I am, and you say where you are. And then every time you introduce a character just for the first time, including yourself, you say a little bit about them by saying, and you know basketball players, and me, and Bruce Willis.
Okay.
So you would say something like, so there I was, and then where you were.
Yeah.
And I'm, and me, and then you give a couple of pieces of information that are relevant to the story.
Got it.
And then every time you introduce a new person, just say, and
Okay.
Go ahead.
So there I am. I'm driving home from work. I used to work at Ralph's.
And me. You have to say that. And
Yeah.
So from the beginning,
so there
please.
I am. I'm driving home from work. And you know me. I'm an easygoing guy. I'm a laughable, lovable guy. And I've made friends with various entertainers here in Hollyweird. And Jack Black, top of the list. Everyone knows we were buddies.
And Jack.
You know Jack, the little chubby, fun guy with the hyperactivity, kind of crazy hair. Sort of looks like a caveman that just attacked a salad bar type of vibe. Croutons in his hair, niblets in his ass crack, that type of thing. And, I get it. We're in Hollywood. Everyone's a little jacked up. Everyone's kind of got a lot of testosterone. But you think your friends aren't going to get with your cleaning lady. So I pull up.
And cleaning ladies.
And cleaning ladies, I mean, they smell like lemon pledge, but they also have a hint of Windex. So you don't have to ask them if they're clean when you're having sex with them, because you can smell it. So I come home, Azalea's there every Thursday, and Thursdays, they're the fourth day of the week. And was that
Sunday,
good?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
It's the fourth day of the week.
It's the fifth day. Do you think the week starts on Sunday or Monday?
It starts on Monday.
We'll talk about that later. I don't believe in that. But go ahead.
I block Sundays out due to the things that happen with me and my priest. So if you don't mind, for my tortured childhood, I'd like to stick with Mondays. Jesus, guy. So anyways, I come home on a Thursday, fourth day of the week, Azalea's there. She always leaves at 5. I guess Black got there at around 3, according to the security cameras when I looked back. And, I walk in. She's supposed to make my bed. You're supposed to bounce a quarter off my bed when Azalea's done. Instead, I come in, sheets all over one of the sheets twirling on the ceiling fan, and there's Jack Black, hammersmithing Azalea. Just hammersmith, like power jacking her, right? Just hammer. And this guy, Jack's creative. He goes to my office, gets my Espen 355 inkjet printer, puts it under her. She's doggy styled over it. And this guy's just hammersmithing Azalea. Just hammersmithing, spraying Windex in her hair. He's behind hammersmithing her, right? The inkjet printer's going to, the last thing I had in there, like printed out a recipe, like for lasagna. And he's jackhammering Azalea. And I come in and I'm like, get out, Black. And that's the last time I ever talked to him. So we were really tight. And I don't need one of my buddies doing my cleaning lady behind my back.
Fair enough.
Jack Black. Back, Jack. Do it again. Jack Black. Do it again.
So what's going on with your nose?
It's got a lot of cartilage in it, 2
Do
nostrils.
you have like a hair or something you were trying to get out?
No, I was doing it for effect. You told me to, it's kind of like
Oh, that was you elevating?
Well, that was me putting some acting into the story.
Oh.
It was like, when you grab the nose, it's facial expressions, it's
Yes.
energy. My nose is fine.
Like a Mark Maron goes like this all the time. Grabs the bridge of his nose.
Yeah. Huh.
So, I have a point of view on the week starting on a Sunday versus a Monday. And if you really think it's a Monday, I would like to hear your point of view.
Go for it. You tell me what you're thinking.
Well, tell me what days of the week are the weekend?
Saturday, Sunday.
Agreed.
Kanish.
So,
not a word.
So if you look at
It's not even a word.
if you look at this bottle,
Okay.
this way, north, portrait mode, here's one end and here's the other end, right?
Okay.
Is that how you see it? Or do you see this as an end and this as an end?
I don't see ends. I see tops and bottoms.
Right. So the top is one of the ends.
Yeah.
And the bottom is one of the ends.
Okay.
Right? If this were a line, here's an end and here's an end.
Sure. Following your logic.
So the ends aren't next to each other. They're on opposite sides.
Right.
Right. Saturday and Sunday are next to each other on a calendar if Monday is the first day of the week.
Got it.
Which means in order to have Saturday and the opposite day of end of Sunday, you have Sunday 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday 2.
Okay.
Not only is that week ends, when you visualize a standard calendar, Sunday is on the left, Saturday is on the right. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I've been making love by sun. That's actually not a good example of what I was talking about.
Look, this all makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like to everyone listening, this is all logical.
So that would make Thursday 5.
But throw into the mix, if you will, entertain me, a priest, some sunflower seed oil, a girls' field hockey school team uniform, and some wax. Hot wax from a Cinecran candle from Pottery Barn. Now you tell me what day of the week it is.
I still think that's that's on Sunday, right?
See, you're now. So you can tell you're stuttering. You're discombobulated.
I don't see how that changes anything I'm talking about.
Does the words "oiled up altar boy" ring a bell? Do the words "bent over an Espon 562 inkjet printer" ring a bell? I mean, guy, this is trauma. You're in trauma territory, guy.
When was the last time you talked to Bruce Willis?
Holy shit, this is going to be another circle. So the last time I talked to him, he invited me out for drinks in Hollywood, and no word of a lie, he we're sitting there drinking, and he goes, "Hey, Harland, I want you to meet somebody." Who comes over to our table? Patrick Swayze.
No.
Who we talked about earlier.
Really?
I'm not even kidding. It was a club right down, you know where Staples is on Sunset?
Roadhouse.
No, behind Staples there was this really cool bar. He had me come and meet him there. I'm sitting there with him, and Swayze comes over, who we talked about earlier.
I remember.
And that was honestly the last time I saw Bruce. And
Have
it
you
pains
seen-
my heart because of what he's going through now. He was out of all the celebrities and stars and actors that I've worked with, he was probably the most like charismatic star. Like he was just, when I went on that set, I didn't know what to think. I was in fact wondering if he'd even talk to me. And on day one, I'm sitting in the makeup chair, and he just comes right up to me, goes, "Hey, Harland, how you doing, man?" Like just warm and just, he was bigger than life, and I loved it. I soaked in all of it, and so it really pains me deeply to see his demise, and the stuff he's going through is really tough to see, because he was a bright candle. He still is. He's still
Could you give any
alive.
examples of some of the charisma and or the feeling you had from it?
He just had a way around people, around wherever he was. He sort of commanded the room. He, without trying to be braggadocious or everything just seems sort of natural and organic. It's going to sound like I'm name dropping, but these are real events. We were sitting in a bar one day in Montreal. Him and Matthew Perry and Alec Baldwin showed up.
Was he in the movie? They're just all friends.
Bruce?
Alec Baldwin.
No, he was just there shooting something else.
Got it.
And Bruce, and we're all...
Boss Baby, probably. Go on.
I don't remember, but Bruce was the star of the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Bruce just goes, I got to take off for an hour and make $1 million doing a voiceover for a Japanese commercial. And it wasn't even braggadocious. It was just kind of like, he almost did it with a twinkle in his eye, and he literally did it, came back an hour later, and it was just like, he was incredible. Like, and he was just a winner, you know, like there was one night where there was a casino in Montreal, and he went out one night and won $100,000 playing
Baccarat.
They told me it was blackjack or craps.
Jack Black.
It was Jack Black. And the next day on set, we were shooting out in the suburbs of Montreal at a big house with a big driveway. And cut to around lunchtime, all of a sudden out of nowhere, a line of brand new BMWs appeared on the street, and they were coming in the driveway. There was probably 10 of them. And in between shots, Bruce had got every BMW dealer in Montreal to bring a different model out. And literally in between shots, he would go get in a BMW, test drive it, come back, shoot another shot, and all these car dealers were just standing waiting. And he went through all of them, and at the end of the day, he bought one with the money he won that he won at the casino. Like, just stuff like this.
Why do you need from different dealerships? Why not just have one dealership bring 10 cars?
Because you couldn't bring the whole staff up there, so he just brought one. And I guess he liked to wheel. Maybe they were from the same. I don't know.
Because
but
otherwise it's weird that you're competing against.
All I know,
know,
there was 10 shiny new. And this guy, like, when most actors are studying their lines or talking, this guy literally, he'd run outside, drive, who knows how long he was gone. And it was like, but it wasn't, I'm not kidding you. You never got the sense that he was cocky or braggadocious. It was so organic because he was like a real movie star, but he didn't do it to offend. He didn't do it to look down on people. He was a guy using his circumstance and people couldn't wait to line up and service him.
That's great.
It was fantastic. Like, just that kind of stuff was just, it was just wonderful.
Yeah, he's a movie star. He's pretty great.
He was a movie star. You know? And one of the things that I really like about that movie is that it's going to sound stupid and violent, but he shoots me dead in that movie. You know, it's a scene where he distracts me. Amanda Pete's up in the window and has her boobs hanging out. She calls me and I look up, and when I'm looking at her
boobs
naked, he comes out and you just see me like flying across. It was really cool.
Did you really get to see her naked, or when?
Yeah, she was naked up in the window.
But when it was your coverage, was she putting on pasties?
No, she had it all just bing bang booming.
Even when she wasn't on camera.
I can't remember that part, but I do know that.
Could you call her?
I don't know her number.
If I ever get Amanda Pete on,
yeah.
I have to remember to ask her when it was your coverage, was she still naked?
Probably not when it was. What you mean when the camera was on me?
Yeah.
No, I doubt it.
That's
because
what I'm saying.
It was at night. It was sort of cold.
Yeah.
No, I doubt it. But the scenes
Good.
where it was on her, yeah, it was, we were in the scene together, and it was like. But anyways, Bruce was just a real charismatic.
Likeable actor. And
even the way
man.
he looked at people and the way he looked at women and talked to them was very seductive, but he wasn't being creepy. He knew how to layer things, and he just out of all the people I met, he just had the movie star kind of vibe. It was really wonderful to watch and be around.
You like guys stuff though, right? It's part of the generation that you grew up with. Would you agree?
How do you mean?
Like, you're a cowboy, you don't want to be emasculated, men,
Yeah, I love real men. I love Clint Eastwood. I love Bruce Willis. I love men that act like men, like tough, real men. Guy who can swing an axe and drive a fast car. And
will you tell me your thoughts on this Sean Connery interview? Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Oh, where he says he hits women?
Years ago, you did an interview, which may come back to haunt you. You know what I'm going to say, right?
No.
Okay. You did an interview in which you said, not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist. It's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You haven't?
No, not at all.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good. I
don't think it's bad?
I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
What would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else, and women are pretty good at this, they can't leave it alone. They want to have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with the last word. They want to say it again, and get into a really provocative situation. Then I think it's absolutely right.
To give her a good slap?
Yeah, absolutely.
What if she gives you a good slap back?
Well, then you get into another area. I mean, then maybe she's getting to like it, and then it becomes something else. I don't know. But seriously, I think that it's a last resort. He's not going to do it because he wants to do it. Huh?
Wait till people see this interview. Are you going to get mail?
Might get some female.
Years ago, you did an interview.
What is your thought on that?
Well, I have 4 sisters, and yeah, the concept of hitting a woman that's a big no for me.
All right.
But that being said, everyone's reality is different. Obviously, his reality is something different. His experience is something different. But in where I come from, should never hit a woman. Now, what might have been a better approach is he should have said maybe he's had the urge, but you don't follow through with it because it's a woman. Now, if a woman assaults you, that's a different story. If she hits you first, we are allowed in this country under the rule of law to defend ourselves.
Absolutely.
But yeah, hitting a woman.
So you're all for hitting a woman who is hitting you?
Oh, if I was attacked by a woman, like she was pummeling me, a woman. Don't make any. A woman can kill a man.
That's
just
right.
As easily as a man can kill a woman.
Sometimes just with a stern look.
Yeah. But what I do respect about that guy, I don't respect any of the violence towards women, but isn't it in today's world to hear someone completely being honest and unfiltered. Now, unfortunately, it's in regards to hitting a woman, which isn't a great arena.
Correct.
But boy, oh boy, these days, the guy. At least Here's what I say about honesty. At least you know who a person is, what they're made of, and what they're about. Now, most people probably disagree and don't like that interview or what he said. But that's the beauty of honesty, is you really get to find out about people and make your own decisions. Whereas today I feel like we live in a world where everything's smoke and mirrors and lies and deflecting and untruths, and they don't even use the word lie anymore. Now it's like, well, that was a little bit of an untruth I told, or, I don't remember, it's.
I've never heard anybody say that.
You haven't?
No.
Yeah, there's different words for lying now, and so it's just... So there's something refreshing about hearing any human being be totally forthcoming, regardless of the topic. But
Fifth Coming, if the week starts on Sunday.
Or The Fifth Element, which was one of his...
Bruce Willis.
Yeah. But anyways, never violence on
Hudson
a woman.
Hawk.
No thanks, I'm straight.
Do you remember the movie Hudson Hawk?
I remember the big controversy about they had to fill in his hair. It was early in the CGI world, and Bruce was so paranoid because that was the movie where he was starting to go bald.
Oh.
And they had to spend a fortune going into every scene and digitally putting hair on him, and it would cost them a fortune to do it back then.
Meanwhile, while they're all working on it, they just look out back and he's test driving, different
BMWs.
Mercedes on
and that
film.
movie was a huge bomb, unfortunately. Hudson Hawk.
I remember there was a Nintendo game for it though, and I had it.
Wow.
I liked that movie. Who he was great in, pretty much everything. But it's a unique character to his catalog. Is Death Becomes Her.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Goldie
like
on
that.
Meadow Street.
I didn't like that one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the girl from Blue Velvet
With the black hair.
Yeah. What's her name? Bergman. So was it
Candace Bergman is
it was
Boston Legal and the other show.
It's some Hollywood legend's daughter. What was
Murphy
her
Brown.
name? Anyways, yeah, I didn't love that movie, but it was interesting.
I see. Are there any movies that you like where the leads are women? Because it seems like maybe not.
Oh yeah, I love a strong organic woman when it's organic, like the first Wonder Woman movie. Wonderful.
You're talking about the first Wonderful? Yeah, but you know who the best? But you know who made that movie is Chris Pine.
Yeah, but I liked Gal Gadot. I thought
she's fantastic. But
Yeah.
Chris Pine, without Chris Pine, that movie doesn't work. IMO.
Okay. Well, I also love the girl in the Terminator movies, Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton's fantastic, and Sarah Connor is a huge part of those movies. But that movie was starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and sub-starring Robert Patrick for Terminator
Right, but
2.
what was your question, though?
Goldie Hawn, Meryl Streep, two strong black women that led the movie, and Bruce Willis was probably third on the call sheet. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Oh, I
because
see.
two women were in charge of the movie. Do you like The First Wives Club?
Not really.
Love Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
Bette Midler.
I loved Out of Africa with Meryl Streep. She was the star over Robert Redford. He was the co-star.
I don't know that movie.
Oh, my God. It's probably one of her best performances.
What's it called?
Out of Africa.
Toto.
No, now you're thinking Wizard of Oz. This is Out of Africa, not out of Kansas.
Cans this.
Hilarious. Ass. No. Hilarious.
Who'd you vote for this year for the presidency?
Trump.
Did he win?
He won, yeah.
What made you vote for him? What would you like?
Well, I just like people who are effective. I don't buy into all the propaganda and all the hype. I just like people who get results.
Who'd you vote for in 1992?
92? When was that? Was that in 1992? 90. I don't know if I voted in 92.
Who'd you vote for in 96?
I never voted before. The only people I only voted twice. The first time for Trump and the second time.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. The first time I knew he'd win. And the second time I was pretty sure he'd win too.
And you never voted?
I've never voted for anything else in my whole life.
So you voted for Trump 3 times, and that's the only times you've ever voted?
Yeah, ever in my life.
You never even called in an American Idol?
Nope.
Huh.
None of it. Yeah. I just like people who get stuff done. That's what those guys and women are in place for, to service the American people, to get things done, improve our lives, run things efficiently.
What women in government do you like?
In government?
Because you said that's what these men and women do.
Yeah.
What women do you like, and what is she doing that you like?
Hold on. Women in government. Are there any? Are there any? Did I misspeak?
Mrs. Speak to you. And now tell me, other than the Africa movie, what women-led movies do you like? Or TV shows?
Gosh. Let's see here. Women-led movies?
Yeah, man, you're not making a strong case on this. What do you think your sister's like?
I don't know. How would I know what they like?
I know what my brother likes.
Well, is he your sister?
No.
Okay. If I knew your brother, I'd know what my sister liked.
Do you know what I like?
No.
Really?
I don't know what you like.
I like Day of the Jackal.
Yeah, but you're talking about a new TV show.
I like The Simpsons.
Yeah, I like The Simpsons too.
I know.
I love it.
When you watch pornography...
What?
Do you ever watch 2 women solo?
I don't watch it. I can't watch it. But I will order lesbian chicken at Popeyes.
How does that work?
Remember?
You said women in government.
Yeah. Well, men and women in government, but I can't pick off, like, I'm talking about on a whole.
Just people who get things done.
People who get things done.
Right, the men.
But get things done properly for people, not,
well,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mary Tyler Moore, thoughts?
Pretty iconic, long career.
Were you into the Rhoda spinoff?
No, I think I liked her the most in Ordinary People, a movie with Donald Sutherland.
Right. Led by Donald Sutherland, I mean. Now, since you like lesbian chicken so much, and since you think Mary Tyler Moore is iconic, what is your take on the original lesbian chicken, Dick Van Dyke?
Oh, wow. Yeah, he was a dyke.
But
now, he had a dick.
The show, Dick Van Dyke, I'm talking about.
Oh. I didn't love it.
I did.
It was too kind of...
binary, black and white?
Yeah, it was too normal for me. I always liked weird, wacky... Like, I like the Three Stooges. I want to see guys hit each other in the face with a saw.
Well, that's why we were talking about Mo Fries.
Yeah, I know. And I don't...
Circle.
The circle continues. Yeah. So I didn't really... Yeah. If you go back and watch that, man, that is a dance. Those guys, the choreography, the comedy. Like, think about it. Back then, comedy hadn't found its way yet.
I mean, you were already throwing banana peels at other cum. Right? What are you talking about?
Yeah, let's not call them that. That's derogatory. The other sperms.
Okay.
The cells. But yeah, the Stooges, man.
Did you grow up watching the Stooges? Is that why you hate women so much?
Hey, women. I love women. I just told you I went through the drive-thru Kentucky Fried Chicken with a woman.
In front of women.
Are you nuts?
Well, I am, but women aren't.
No. Whoa, dude.
So fast food. Talk to me about fast food a little bit more.
What do you want to know, guy?
So I used to love Burger King.
What happened?
I got grossed out by how processed that food was. And that's not to say I don't eat other processed food sometimes, but like I don't really, that I'm aware of.
Oh, dude.
Not like that, but it was so good. But Burger King was the type of place that, like, when it's my birthday, that's where I want to go.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I it's still really romantic to me. Like the idea of going through a drive-thru and getting a bag, and then in it you have a sandwich and the fries, and you get a barbecue sauce. Like, I haven't done it in a long time. You know what I would do, though?
Oh, God.
I used to love the Burger King breakfast French toast sticks.
Oh, yeah.
And
Put 'em in
hash
the
browns.
syrup. Yeah.
I would do that again.
I can't do Burger King. When I was a kid, I remember I told you Sundays, the priest had a boxer shorts and it said Home of the Whopper on the front, and it had the Burger King logo, and I just...
Were you molested by a priest?
Nah, we don't need it. I'll leave it in the fog, but there was oils, there was incense, there was Kenny G CDs, there was...
Is that why you don't like the wigs of people like that?
It's just wigs, pubic hair. I mean, if you've ever seen pubis and then you look at Kenny G's head... Is it pubic hair or is it real hair? I mean, it's so tightly curled. And Weird Al Yankovic, that's got to be pubes.
So you really don't eat Burger King?
I can't. Not after seeing Father Fazakary standing there in the Home of the Whopper shorts. Really tight, tough, ripe.
What's your favorite fast food then? I don't remember if you told me. I thought it was Wendy's, but you said no. Oh, yes. It was the burger place.
Fat Burger.
Fat Burger.
Have you ever been?
I have.
You love it.
I was all right. I think I've been there once.
I can see that little grin curling up the side of your Chinese cheeks.
I liked, I used to, when I was a kid, I liked Wendy's. The
square burgers.
No, I would get chicken. I would get the spicy chicken sandwich, lettuce and pickle only, side of barbecue sauce, fries.
Oh, you got to get Wendy's because they're the only one that make their burgers square. And if you stop at Home Depot on the way home and get like a yellow spray paint, and you take the bun off and spray paint the square patty and put it, it's like you're eating SpongeBob SquarePants.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's not something I'd be interested in.
You ever eat a sponge?
No, but my parents have put soap in my mouth.
It's kind of in the same wheelhouse. Is there a Home Depot around here?
Do you ever dip the fries in the chocolate Frosty?
I have, but it's not my thing.
So then you obviously haven't done the next level, which I used to love to do, is at the time, I don't know what they cost now, but the 5-piece 99-cent chicken nugget. You would put that in the chocolate Frosty. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
I used to love.
Because of the cold sensation. What I would do for that cold sensation, like the brain freeze you're talking about, I would get curly fries, and I'd get 2 orders of them, and I'd get a roll of duct tape at Home Depot when I was buying the orange spray paint for the SpongeBob SquarePants burger. I get curly fries and I duct tape them to my shoes, and all of a sudden it's like I had like 15 toboggans on each foot, and I would literally slide down hills in the snow and just get that brain freeze. But the curly fries on my feet, I'm like Hans Brinker.
Full circle. Hans, what's his name?
Zimmer.
No, the bad guy in Die Hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Bond.
James Bond.
Was that him? No.
No. The guy. It was
the guy that fell at the end. He let him go.
Yeah. I think Hans was the
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That guy.
Yeah, but his brother, his character's
Hans
brother
Zimmer.
was Hans.
Yeah, right.
In the third one, I met a man from St. Ives, and then the man with 7 wives, and then the man, that thing.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. Love it.
Do you know any riddles?
Yeah.
Do you?
I do.
What are the chances of it really being a riddle?
What do you mean?
I want to hear a riddle for real.
Okay. Well, why is doubting it already?
What's the riddle?
How many kids does it take to unscrew a light bulb?
4.
So you've heard it?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Okay. Do you have one?
What could you put in a barrel to make it lighter?
A kid who's been electrocuted?
No, not brighter from electricity.
I was bringing one of the kids from my riddle into yours because there was 4 of them and one of them got electrocuted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pictured you like finding his corpse, opening the barrel and stuffing him in and then
putting
sealing
acid
it
over it.
Yeah.
It would go through the wood though.
Not if it's proliferated wood, which is anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to invade your riddle.
Would you like me to tell you the answer?
Yeah, please.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to do that
Why not?
because I'll tell you.
we at a
but
tape?
I'll tell you, but bleep it
Are we out of time?
because I want people to be able to come up with it.
Got it. Okay, tell me.
Dude, when you have an itch and you scratch it,
Maybe if you had a hair dryer and your hair wasn't wet.
it's not wet anymore, is it?
It is.
A hole.
Excuse you.
You put a hole in a bucket to make it lighter,
A whole what?
or in a barrel.
Like a whole chicken? Why are you doing this? Is there a hair in your nose
I
or
just
something?
started itching a little bit. You know what I'm thinking?
Oh, God. AIDS?
It's gluten. Listen, I understand people. You're a Trump guy, and I shouldn't be eating gluten guy. People aren't going to like that. But like, yeah, gluten has been causing some inflammation, and I always knew that. I didn't always. I learned it like 5 years ago.
Oh, boy. No, I was thinking of my priest. Sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, I'm pretty hungry.
No, you're ugly hungry.
You're pretty hungry.
I'm pretty. When I get an appetite, I'm pretty.
You want to get a bite to eat after this?
I'm busy. Where are you going?
Well, when we're done with this podcast, you want to grab a bite to eat, or
Where?
I could order something here.
Where would you go? It's late.
Somewhere around here. I don't know. Oh, wow. It is late. I forgot how late we started.
Yeah. There's nothing open, guy.
Oh, there's things open. There's a place that's open until 12 or 1 that's pretty good. But yeah, it's late.
You have no concept of how long we've been doing this.
I have a pretty good concept. We've been doing it for about 2 hours.
Damn. Is this the longest one you've ever done?
No, not by a long shot.
Feels like it. It's got to be.
It is then.
This is a longie. Don't you think?
So we're going to maybe do a show together?
Reminder, I am doing a live Take Your Shoes Off Friday, January 3rd in Los Angeles. If you want to come, ticket link in the description.
Yeah, I would be up for that.
Where should we do it?
Well, you're running. You have to do it all. You do all the work, and then you say, hey, I did all the groundwork. Would you
Okay.
Would you like to come in and just show up, do 40 minutes and go home, and then I do all the cleanup after, I do all the paper. Isn't that what we were talking
I
about?
can do that, but then we're not going to split the money.
Yeah, we will.
I'll give you all of it.
No, we split it 50-50, but you do all the work, all the groundwork, all the calls, and then once everything's in place, you go, hey, Har, next Thursday, 8 o'clock at the Eagle
How would you want to do it?
Club.
Would you want to go after me or before me? Or would you want to...
Whatever you want.
Would you want to do switch spots, like you, me?
What do you mean? There's only one show. Or is there 2 shows?
No, I'm saying we don't have to do... We could do
whatever you're comfortable with.
I'm saying I could do 15, you could do 15, I could do 15,
Why
you could do
would
15.
you interrupt it like that?
Just to show people little sets.
I did that once before. It's okay, but it's guys like me and you get into rhythms though. So when you do that, you're sort of stepping on the flow.
But I'm saying we turn it into a 2-man act.
I see. Yeah, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
You had me, but then you lost me.
We'll each do 45.
There you go. Or 40. Or 45. And then you can go first or second, whatever you want.
I don't mind either way. We could do 2 shows.
Could do 3.
I don't want to do more than 2 shows.
I do. Not either.
We could do a stand-up show and then do the second show and we could do a live podcast.
I don't love live podcasts.
But that's the thing. It's not really a podcast.
They have a weird energy.
We write a scene.
Oh, we
a
got to
dramatic
write now? I remember I said I want you to do all the work.
I'll write it. You gotta have to memorize everything.
Can't I just read it?
Yeah.
I'll just read it. I'm not an actor. It's not like I've been in a movie with Bruce Willis or something.
What if you were to show your 10, 15-year-old self one movie that you are in, you could lead it, you could be a guest in it, that you think he would be the most excited to see, keeping in mind he probably didn't know who Bruce Willis was when you didn't know who he was when you were 10, 15. What do you think that would be?
Rocket Man.
Yeah, it has to be, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you don't know who Jim Carrey is either, then. Half Baked.
No.
Where is that in your thing that you think Where's in the list of if I showed the 15-year-old me he would like? How far down that list is that?
With all due respect, like way down.
With all due respect.
Yeah. Because I was never into that scene, the weed and drugs. And so I didn't even want to do that movie initially.
You told me something. I don't remember. Why did you?
I ended up doing it just because I sort of realized that, you know, I'm an actor. I'm a guy acting like a stoner.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sort of arrived at that place eventually. It took me a while. I turned down that movie like 5 times.
Who was fighting for you to do it?
Dave.
And why did he want
the
you?
Producers. You know, me and Dave worked a lot. Me and Chappelle worked a lot at the local clubs. And so when Dave was just sort of getting going and I was getting going, we'd sit and watch each other. You know, we'd go up right after, or he'd go up after me, I'd go up after him. And so he really liked he liked my stand-up. And
what do you think he does now or has been doing over the past 10, 20 years that he took from you or was inspired from by you? Like, what things does he do?
I couldn't tell you if there was one thing.
Didn't you used to sit on a stool and smoke a cigarette?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I've never smoked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I couldn't tell you if he took one thing or two things or who
3.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
What influence you have on people, if any at all.
Are you doing stand-up tourings?
Yeah. Going all next year. I'm doing a whole bunch all over the country, and then I'm also doing. I was invited to be on this thing called the Killers of Kill Tony, which is a theater tour all over the whole country.
Oh, cool!
All next year.
How many shows are you doing?
They asked me to be on all of them, but I didn't have time, so I'm sort of cherry picking the ones that I had open.
During doing those shows, is it going to pay you like doing an arena, or is you just going to come in and they get paid? You get paid a little bit.
Out of respect for them, because it's not my thing, I won't get into that because they might not. That's for them to discuss. Not
well, you
me,
just
but
answered.
What do you mean?
Well, this is what I do. I knew you weren't going to answer, but I was just looking for data.
Yeah.
If they were paying you a lot of money, they wouldn't be upset with you sharing it.
That's what you want to think?
I'm sorry they're not paying you that well.
If that's what you want to think.
Well, whatever, man. It'll be fun to do, and your friends are going to be there, and you'll make some money.
He's trying to get it out of me.
Oh, I did. It's okay. I understand. I don't. If you don't want to, I don't want you to. I just, it's an arena. How many people are on each show?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I guess you're getting paid so little, you're not going to ask that many questions because it's just like whatever it is, a thing. You would know if it was like a big deal and you're getting paid well, and it's like, wow, look how much they're paying all of us. Anyway, that's exciting though, doing something like that. Plus, you're cherry picking just the ones that you're available for.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, I'm honored to be asked. And
when I was going to co-headline a show with you, I said I would just give you all the money.
I won't take it.
I believe you, and I would then take half.
I would do 50-50 with you.
Yeah, so that's cool. So they're splitting it even then.
Who?
The Kill Tony.
You'll have to ask them.
If they were, you would tell me, just the way I told you.
Yeah.
And the way you told me you would want to split it. Yeah, well, whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun. Theaters, we're doing all theaters all over the one night here, one night there. It's going to be fun.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Are you going to have different outfits for each show, or are you going to have your outfit for the tour?
I don't know. I'm thinking of bringing back my girls' field hockey outfit.
I've been thinking about having limited outfits.
Really?
Just, these are my things. I wear these things.
Yeah.
What am I, Nikki Glazer? Who, by the way, has a new outfit on she does theaters and she tours, and she has a different outfit for every show.
Oh, wow.
And I'll tell you something. She's a star. She's a star.
Yeah.
And more specifically, the bitch dresses like one.
Oh, dude.
And I'm like, good for you, slay. Give me just the pants and the shirt. I don't want to have to think about all this stuff when I'm packing.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to.
Yeah, I don't need all that.
Yeah, but that's the main difference. The main difference between women and men in entertainment, truly, other than men getting paid a little bit more, but like you even said, you don't like any women-led movies, TV shows, or women in government, is they're there's a lot of expectation on their looks. Like, look at you.
Yeah.
You cut your head dreaming.
I did. I know.
You drew a clit on your hat.
I know.
And you have ketchup all over your shirt and even wearing a sheriff's badge.
Where's the ketchup? Cat soup is really pronounced ketchup. You're saying it wrong.
Oh, so that's a picture of ketchup.
This is ketchup and it's, yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh. I love you.
That got weird. What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? Like just as a human being?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah,
man.
it feels so good around you.
Strong
you make me
words.
laugh so much.
Strong words. I love it. I'll absorb that and send it
You
back.
love it. Strong
love
word.
It. Love you back, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you get uncomfortable with the expression of friend love? Is that part of the way you speak?
No, friend love's fine.
And then you can see what it turns into, but I have no expectations of anything more.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
Friend love is love, man.
Oh yeah.
It's a good word.
Beatles.
It's a good word.
Yeah. So where can people find tickets to your shows? And I assume you're making a lot more money doing your comedy clubs than you are doing these theaters, right?
That's a good assumption, but
yeah, well,
not
and
mine.
that's not good pay of theirs. Anyway,
at harlandwilliams.com, you can find out where the Cowboy's going to be rolling into your town, hot and heavy.
Do you do meet and greets?
Sometimes. It just depends how I'm feeling.
Understood. If you do a meet and greet, on a 2-show night, do you typically not do it after the first show?
No, I'll just do it whatever I'm feeling.
So while people are going in for the second show, you'll be meeting people from the first show?
Sometimes. It just depends what mood I'm in or where my energy's at,
right.
you know. So
explain to me your mood when you want to and your mood when you don't want to.
My mood when I don't want to is I'm just not feeling like I want to interact with a lot of different people because it's a lot of energy.
Yes.
And I like to sort of make sure I save my energy for when I'm on stage.
Absolutely.
So sometimes, believe it or not, sometimes you expend a lot of energy doing your stand-up show, but sometimes dealing with the people afterwards can be even more energy.
That's why I was assuming maybe you don't do it after the first, so you could save your energy for the second.
No, it just depends. Usually I'll do it, but every now and then I'm like, I just...
Now, do you let the audience beforehand know I'm not going to be meeting people?
No.
They never know, and then sometimes you can, sometimes they can't.
And if I'm going to, I tell them on stage. I say I'll be...
At the end of your show?
Yeah.
How will you do it? Like, let me hear just the end of a closer, and then say how you would do that.
Well, I would say, because I sell a shirt too, right? Oh my God. I sell a shirt after my show, so I'll say...
You sell one shirt per show, right? A limited edition, one shirt?
One shirt, and it's $7,000. And I say, hey, folks, I'm going to be selling my shirts at the back of the club after the show, and come on by and get one. And then in that scenario, I can meet them and greet them.
So you actually sell them? You don't have somebody doing them?
Yeah, I have someone helping me, but I like to be there to interact.
So the person is helping is doing all the work, and you're just standing there collecting the money, like if you and I did a show together, or how Kill Tony is treating you.
Exactly, yeah. Huh. So, yeah.
You just admitted that is how they're treating you.
Oh, yeah. Treating me real good. Yeah.
Thanks for coming over, Harland.
Dude, thanks for having me. What a treat.
Why don't you stick around for a second, theme music, and do some commercials with me.
No, I'm not doing commercials.
I need you to.
No.
How about just one of them?
Can I just... No, I don't want anything to do with commercials.
Scoop D. Oh, yeah.